We all know that the concept of Leo, it has a very special sentiment.
The concept of?
Leo.
Ah, yes.
And it sets a story of yourself, your wife Claire, and mentor Leo itself. Tell us how this story, for me it's already a journey, but how this story began. And how did it transform to Leo Institute?
To introduce how it began, I like to remind us how crisis is written in Chinese. And Kennedy used it in one of his big speech, and he said, Chinese write crisis with two ideograms. One means danger, and the other one means opportunity. Our approach to any crisis can be either danger, and we are in danger and that's it, or danger is introducing me an opportunity. So it can be an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to change, an opportunity to create better relationships. And it's exactly what happened to us, but at that time we were not aware that it was an opportunity. At that time, it was just danger. In May 1982, my wife gets a routine checkup, and the ophthalmologist sees a melanoma in her eye. And the melanoma in the eye, especially that size, is terminal cancer. The ophthalmologist was a very close friend. At that time, I was in the US. He called me. He said, you have to come back. I said, can I finish what I have to? He said, no, you cannot finish. And he told me, look, she has a few months to live. Do whatever you want, but clean up your... So I thought, if she has a few months to live...
It was prognosis from 3 to 6 months.
6.
Yes?
He said, if you follow everything we tell you, she may have 6. Okay, so as I am an engineer by training, I asked some statistics. I love and I know how to read statistics. So he gave me statistics, and I came back to him. I said, look, 1/3 can live 5 years. He looked at me in the eyes and he said, Sami, who is going to fund a research where everybody dies? He said, I am in the most advanced research center in Paris, which was the Rothschild Institute. And he said, I don't have a patient that survived 1 year with melanoma, much smaller than your wife's melanoma. When she was diagnosed, the melanoma was already 12 millimeter. The eye is 22. So you see, he said it was huge. Okay, so at that time, I said, okay, she has 3 months. I want her to have the best 3 months. So we stopped fighting. We stopped arguing. I was export manager. I stopped traveling. Our communication improved. Our closeness, well, you know, when you know she's going to die, everything changed. After 3 months, she did not die. After 6 months, she did not die. And I loved my new life. It was really more pleasant.
It lasted 17
years.
Years and more, yeah?
Yeah, maybe. 17 years. 17 years, which were much more pleasant and much richer than before the disease. So if a terminal cancer can give you these opportunities, what a small COVID can give you. Or anything, you lose your job, maybe you get the job of your life. I had an employee like that. She was overqualified.
Overqualified.
Yeah, overqualified. So, you know, when people are overqualified, they are not, they don't like what they do. So she was doing her job perfectly, but she was creating problems. I tried to put her in different places. It did not work. I fired her. She cried. I was feeling bad, but I knew it was good for her. 1 month later, she came back and she kissed me. She found
She
the
was
job.
thankful.
She found the job she likes. But as long as I did not fire her, she didn't have the courage
To find that
to
home.
resign
To resign, yeah.
and
generally,
look
correct.
for. Okay. I really believe, after different experiences, that joy and success go together. If you succeeded well using your willpower, you would have succeeded much more if you were inspired. And when you are inspired, you work long hours, but it's not, you don't feel you are working. Okay, so really, joy and success go together.
Let me now give us a brief overview of the methodology of Leo itself, and also I really want to be aware personally from you about the, how to say it, about the unique point of the methodology itself.
So this is what Leo explained to us. There is like two parallel worlds, two parallel universes. One which is fear-oriented. I go to my work because I am afraid to lose my job. I do things because I am afraid. I do what people expect from me because I'm afraid to be rejected, not loved. Okay? So all my life is around performing out of fear. And there is the other universe which is more, what do I want? What do I want to create?
In general,
Yeah. What are my qualities that are special, that you have that I don't have? Okay. How can I put these qualities at the service of humanity? In the other world, it's not about me. It's about what contribution can I give? Because in the me, if you give me a compliment, it does not stick. I need another one, and I need another one, and I need that you praise me, and it does not stick. But when I do what my true self inside desire, I nourish my soul, I nourish myself. So by using my qualities for something more important than myself, at the same time, my life is fulfilled.
Let's move to another side of this methodology. Can you elaborate how does it exactly, does this methodology apply to leadership development?
Okay.
You're happy with the question?
Yes, I love this question.
Okay.
I love this question, and I'm going to tell you why. But first, let me define the goal of the methodology. The goal of the methodology is to create our life rather than being at the mercy of events or ourselves, because usually we are at the mercy of ourselves. So how does it apply to leadership? There are like trends. And the trend I am in now, I am thinking a lot about people that are not happy at work. You know what percentage of people hate their work?
No, I'm not aware of that.
75%.
75?
And 75 and 20% are actively disengage, it means they speak bad about their company or they speak bad about their boss. 20%.
Do you have explanation for that, please?
Yeah. It's a little long, but I think it's worthwhile.
It's worth to discuss.
And things are getting worse and worse. It means 10 years ago it was less, and 50 years ago even less. 50 years ago, people could do the job of a machine. They did not care. They were happy, they were taking their paycheck. It was okay. The new kind are princes and princesses.
What does it mean?
It means they cannot be on a chain doing the whole day like a machine.
Okay.
Okay?
Totally different. People.
Totally different. So the good thing is they have a huge potential, much more than their grandparents. Okay? But if you don't use that potential, they are much less happy than their grandparents.
But Sammy, it's confirmed that their grandparents were much happier than this generation with enormous and huge potential.
Yeah.
I got it correctly?
Yeah, absolutely. If your bar, let's say, if you want to make, let's say, 30,000 lari a year, it's easier than if you want to make 3 million. So if to be fulfilled, you need to take responsibilities, use your mind, and you're not given the opportunity. How do you feel? You don't feel good. And the problem that you have in Georgia is that the change took place very fast. So you have a generation of leaders that are command and control. And you have the younger generation that are totally out of that. And there is a generation clash. They cannot be happy if you don't give them the opportunity to prove that they can do it. They have the capacity. But the leader, if he gives this opportunity to the young person, then he becomes useless. He's not the superhero.
You're a very close ally of Georgia. It's not the first time you're here.
No.
Is this it cannot be your first interaction, but it might be some sort of conclusive impression, if I'm right. But what's general impression about Georgia?
Yeah, I can give you examples so you will follow me. Okay?
Georgian example.
Yeah, okay. So we have this exercise in the seminar where we ask each person to take a stand. Okay? So it was, I think, my third seminar in Georgia. And I wait, no answer, silence. I tell them, look, any one of you speak. I push, no one speaks. Then the leader of the team speaks. In less than 1 minute, they all took their position. Of course, like the leader.
As soon as leader speaks?
Yeah. Okay? I give you another example. I wanted to do a brainstorming. I invited 10 or 12 people, I don't remember. Yeah. Okay? So I sent the mail to everyone. I waited 48 hours.
For response?
For a response. The leader responds. Less than 5 minutes, all the others respond. They wait to see the position of the leader and to decide their position.
Which means that they might have their own position.
Yeah, but they will rather comply to the position of the leader than express their own position. If you want them to develop their entrepreneurship, if you want them to take responsibility, you have to give them the possibility. The culture should allow them to express and disagree.
Semicon gave them that opportunity. You asked the question and you were waiting for response.
Yes.
It's a part of culture and mentality, which is a problematic here.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
a
you are
culture.
pointing?
Yeah. They do not allow.
Individual response,
Yeah.
while that's not going to be responded in advance or in time or
It's
lately by
dangerous
leader.
if I have a different point of view than my leader. It's dangerous. I will not take that risk. So if I have a problem, I will come to my leader to ask him, what should I do? And then I will do it. If it does not work, it's not my fault. It's his fault. I did what I was told to do.
Such a general picture, what you witnessed in Georgia?
More than other countries,
More-
more than the US or even France or Italy.
Same story?
No, much
Different.
Yeah. So the young generation that want to use their
Impress
skills
and impress their own abilities.
and use their skills.
They're doing it.
They don't have the structure to do it. The structure makes it dangerous. I can give you another example.
Georgian one again?
Yes, Georgian one.
I need that.
I speak with a guy in charge of a specific department in a very large corporation. You know, a big bank.
Big bank, whatever, yeah.
Yeah, there are two big
company.
banks.
Yes, there are two big
Not
banks.
3, not 4, there are 2 big banks. Okay.
Semi knows Georgian economy.
I don't give names.
Yes.
Okay. So I speak with him because he changed bank. And I asked him, why did you change? You were head of your department, you had a good salary. He said, I was not able to do what I wanted to do for the bank. I was
Pressed? He was pressed or smashed?
he was not given the chance to
use all of the abilities.
yeah,
what he has.
he was seeing things that the bank could benefit. Well, I don't want to say which department, but it was part of.
He's happy now.
So he moved to the other bank
Other
because they told him that
So-
they would.
And
he says,
sort of the same.
it's sort of the same. So he said, if in 1 year I don't have opportunity to use my skills, I will quit and I will start my own business. So on one side, it's wonderful because you have a lot of entrepreneurs. But on the other side, you have this possibility to develop the companies that is lost. If 75% of the workforce hate their job, there is a fantastic possibility to make a fantastic business instead of just a regular one.
How this culture, how this mentality is changing. This clash of generations you mentioned a few minutes ago. I have a feeling that we are losing this opportunity, what you mentioned, by delivering samples and cases about other countries. So it's worrying, that's disturbing, because I'm not a person who can deliver now the recipe, how it can be changed. Maybe Mr. Kohn is.
Well, I don't believe in recipes, but I believe in intention. If we want to change that, we will.
I'm digging because I'm trying to find the solution.
Yeah.
Of all the impressions you have, maybe it's not a recipe, maybe it's an intention, as you mentioned, but how it can be solved. If we're talking about generations and about the future, it will not be helpful if we'll have the same product waiting for the leader
Yeah.
who should be responsible.
Yeah. And at the same time, The leader is complaining that the younger generation don't take their
Activities, they are not active enough.
But the culture does not allow it.
It's a part of culture.
Absolutely. The business culture and also our survival mechanism. Human beings have a survival mechanism.
Some sort of code,
Yes.
survival code.
Yeah. And it's connected to the way we grew up. You see, fishes don't need their mother to survive. They are born and they are...
So individuals are growing themselves.
Exactly. Human beings, even at 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, even 5 years, if the mother is not there, they cannot survive. Okay? So, very early age, we connect being loved with our actual survival. So every one of us needs to be loved. Because we printed in ourselves, if you are not loved,
That's
we'll
also
die.
the code.
It's, as you said, it's a code. Okay? So each one of us develop a strategy to be loved. The leader also. So the leader needs to be the superhero to show that the department or the company is succeeding thanks to him. Okay? If he makes the other people grow, it makes shadow to his superhero-ness. So he has to let go of these benefits. For me, it is a goal to go toward. For me, the leader should take the goal to become useless.
That's the way how we can go forward.
I think so.
Sammy, tell me about the current and future aims of the Leo Institute. It's still, again, with a special emphasis in Georgia.
Okay. In Georgia, I found people that are crazy enough to take the goal to change the mindset of the society.
Finally, something positive is coming.
And I love that. You know, in other countries, people like what we do, but if you speak with a Frenchman and you tell him, do you want to improve France? They don't care.
They do not.
No, they do not care. Do you want to improve Italy? They do not care. In Georgia,
They care.
I hear people, I want to help my fellow Georgian change mindset, have a positive mindset. So I have a fantastic support here. It's amazing. So our goal is first Georgia and then go global. All of us, each one of us has a life purpose, which is not to have a Ferrari. We have a life purpose. If we don't spend time asking ourselves what is it, we cannot find it. The first step is to ask ourselves, what is my life purpose? Okay? And the life purpose is using your qualities to help other people. That's it. So your qualities, you have developed them because you have your specific life purpose. I have developed mine because I have my specific life purpose.
Is this successful enough in Georgia? Because the author himself is very influential in Georgia, and our more young society, business community, they like Simon Sinek very much.
Yeah.
What's your impression?
Well,
Do you have the same feedback from them, from those with whom you are engaged here?
I just learned about the book. Yeah, and I have a lot of respect for that guy, a lot. I love the why. You see what he does for companies when he speaks about the why? It's what we do for human beings. Why? Why? What is your, when I say what is your life purpose, it's why. If we don't ask ourselves why, we go in autopilot
Regime, yeah.
Yeah.
See you in summer. Thank you so much. Hey guys, stay tuned, subscribe, and follow us on BMG.